There was a time when budgets were about reality. On budget night, we were given a series of figures and statistics that reflect the exact financial status of the government, as well as the shape of the economy, as the government detailed its plans to ensure we improve into the future. These days, there's more spin around budgets than reality, more fantasy than facts. That will be on clear display tonight. The Anthony Albanese Labor government will deliver a budget that is in dire strife. It's in structural deficit, and they will have no plan to get back into surplus, no plan to deliver productivity growth, and therefore no plan to make us more prosperous. Yet they will promote it as a crowning achievement. They will say it's great for you and rosy days are just around the corner if we only re-elect them. Remember, they did all of this at the last election. They said the cost of living would fall. Wrong. They said interest rates would fall. Wrong again. And they promised electricity prices would be cut by $275 a year, and they failed. They broke that promise. Prices have gone up. They've gone in the opposite direction by 3 or 4 times the promise cut. But the Prime Minister reckons he's got a good story to tell.
Mr. Speaker, tonight we will hand down a budget that confirms the fact that inflation is going down.
Yeah, hey, the way this mob are spending, it won't be long before inflation heads up again. The size of government continues to grow like topsy. Labor has added more than 36,000 extra public servants, most of them in Canberra. It's given them a series of pay rises the rest of us would dearly love, and Labor's told them they can all work from home. This is what Labor makes us pay for. Public servants we don't need, doing 4/5 of bugger all, getting pay and conditions that far exceed the private sector, and then told they can stay home anyway. And Labor has no economic reform plan. They're doing nothing to encourage growth. Instead, they do the opposite. They give us more power to the unions, of course. They power up the unions and over-regulate the labour market to stifle investment and growth. And they've vandalised our energy system, increasing prices and making energy supplies far more perilous because they want to pretend that they can somehow change the global climate. This is impossible, scientifically idiotic. Our inconsequential emissions cuts do nothing as global emissions continue to rise. But Labor loves the vibe of the climate action thing, even as it hurts families and undermines every aspect of our economy. No wonder the country's in strife.
So an election-winning budget?
What we're about is doing the right thing by Australians. We've put them first. That's been our priority. Thank you.
Really? Doing the right things by themselves, more likely. That'll be the theme tonight. Doing the right thing by Labor, trying to buy votes, picking out special interest groups, throwing money at them and hoping that'll be enough to win their votes in about 6 weeks' time before things go sour. The trouble with all this is that truth goes AWOL. Listen to the Prime Minister on radio this morning. I nearly choked on my Wheaties.
We have cut our debt by $200 billion as a result of our responsible economic management.
Say what? He's cut debt? All that spending and he's cut debt? Let's check that out. Here's where government debt was in June 2022, just a month after Labor came to power. Back then, as a nation, we owed $892,747 million, or near enough to $893 billion. And as of today, we owe $956,400 million, or more than $956 billion. That's an increase of more than $60 billion in our debt, not a cut. And the forecast tonight will show that debt will soon top $1,000 million or $1 trillion because budget deficits will continue deep into the future. In other words, we will be spending more than we earn for the foreseeable future. You and I could never run a small business like this. We could never run our households like this. We always have to live within our means, or we have to have a plan to pay off our debt. But Labor continues to put it all on the credit card, on your credit card. And then it boasts about it. And it expects you to be grateful for the way they're throwing around your taxes, your future taxes, and your kids' future taxes. What a reckless, irresponsible, and in the end, damaging way to run a country. That's why the big event this week isn't really the budget tonight. We know it'll bake in this unrealistic approach. We know it'll be all politics and zero economics. The major event this week will be Peter Dutton's budget in reply speech on Thursday night. How bold can he be in mapping out a different approach? How much reality will he be prepared to confront? Will he issue a wake-up call to the nation and deliver the unpalatable truth? That we have to live within our means, reduce the size of government, and work hard to expand our economy rather than crippling it through this bizarre pretense that we can change the global climate? We will see on Thursday night. But Peter Dutton, your country needs you.